Welcome 8th graders. It is screencast time for April 29th and it's Wednesday. So you're going to be pausing this periodically, so don't be afraid to pause as needed to go back and finish this lesson. Anyhow, I'm going to talk fast. This is what we're going to try to make, a little veg head. Some of you might remember this from 6th grade, but more importantly to me is that you learn how to make selections and work with the move tool in Photoshop Elements. So that's kind of what we're after. First thing you have to do is quit out of everything you're doing. That means get over to the Finder, and what I'd like you to do is connect to our network server, because you kids are going to have to get this file called food, and you don't have it right now because you're going to use that in combination with these techniques to try to create that little veg head guy. So first thing you have to do, quit out of Chrome, hit your Go menu, and choose Connect to Server. Okay? The number that you need to connect to is this number right on my screen. You don't need the AFP and all those other symbols. If you just simply type in that number and hit connect down here, should be in good shape. You cannot connect with your typical username and password. Okay, so up top where it has your username, you're going to type in admin, and the password is the three-letter word CAT, C-A-T. Okay, and when you hit connect, you have a choice to go to any of these subdomains. You're going to choose groups and hit OK. And then what you'll see is a little file out here called food, and very carefully drag food from here and drop it onto your desktop like this. Okay? And that's all you have to do. Now you won't get that prompt, okay, because I've already done this, but once you do that, you can OK it, and now you've got the food file on your desktop. Step 2, launch Photoshop and create a brand new file in those same sizes that we have been using, the 800 by 600 pixel file. That's the size of choice. So if we go to new blank file and we choose, it should remember what you chose before, so I'm going to go with web, but you want 800 by 600. Again, I'm talking fast, so if you need to, you can rewind, pause, and do that again. Okay? All right, the object of the game, first of all, I want you to color this background with a different color. Any color your choice. I might go with Fliver Blue here quick. Okay. And then I'm going to do the first part together with you, and then you can decide which tool is going to be best for you. But basically we're working on making selections and then using the move tool to move those selections into another file so that we may create a little veg head. All right. So first of all, I've got this file open. I have to open up that food file because that contains all of the shapes. So a couple ways to do it. As long as you're in Photoshop, you might as well just go to File, Open, and look on your desktop, because that's where you dragged that food file before. So if it doesn't say desktop up here, you can click on it in your sidebar and then look through all the items in here. One of them is called food, and now we open up food. So really we have two files open at once. We have our food file open, and you can see by the thumbnail down below you have your blank file that you created a while ago. Okay? And then what you want to do is practice selecting things. Okay? So we're going to learn how to select some of these objects. Some are easier than others. Okay, I made it easy on you because I chose the a white background for these. So let's say I wanted to select this bow tie pasta. Okay, you can take a marquee selection and go all the way around it. Okay, but that gets us all the extra white. And if you don't want the extra white, if you click your magic wand tool, or you hit W for short, and then put your pointer inside the marching ants but not on the bow tie, and on your keyboard hold down Option and click, look what you're left with, just a bow tie. Okay? Now that's a real easy way to select most of these items. By the way, to deselect you can hit Command D. So practice for a few minutes selecting all of the items on here, or at least a couple of them, so you get to practice at it, right? I surrounded it with a marquee, and then I switched to the magic wand, and I option clicked, and I was left with just that little veggie, whatever object that is called, whatever, I don't know what kind of fruit or vegetable that is. So you can practice, and it's really easy to select these parts using that technique. Okay? Now what are we going to do with these parts after we've learned to select them? Okay? Very important after you select one of these that you hit Command D for deselect. All right, but what we're trying to do again is to try to create a little veggie guy, okay? And so what you want to do, is make a selection, and after you've selected the part you want, you're going to take your move tool and move it into the other file, the blue one, so you can do some work with it. So let's take this melon, for example. I think that's what it is. And use that same technique I just used where I select it. And then we're going to switch to our move tool. And if I drag from here and drop it on this blue thumbnail down below, that should move it. And it doesn't look like it does it, but it will. If I let go right here, it'll move it in. Okay, see how it moved that right in? And it also switched between windows. So you can have both of these windows visible too, like I do in Photoshop. So I'm kind of dragging by the title bar like that. So that's another way you can switch kind of between open windows and stuff. But basically now I've got kind of the head done, and you can do use whatever parts you want. Okay, so let's say I wanted to make this kiwi into an eye. Okay, well I can do Command D to deselect first of all, and then if I select the kiwi like so and use my magic wand with the option click technique, I can keep that kiwi selected. And now if I switch to my move tool, I can move this down into this file, and it becomes over here in the layer palette another layer, and I can move it anywhere I want. Notice also you can move it, and if you want to make it bigger, you can make it bigger. If you want to rotate it, if you point outside a corner handle, you can rotate it. And then something else you might want to consider is holding down the option key with your move tool, because you can make another eye like that. Okay? And so you can see in the layer palette all these different layers that you're getting. So you kind of got to keep track of your layers. But by using those techniques, okay, don't forget to Command D to deselect, you should be able to use most of these shapes and create a little veggie head guy. Okay, it's a fun assignment. It should come back to you from what you were taught in 6th grade, and you can help one another with this assignment. And on my lesson plan page where you went to see the screencast, I have a little picture of a thumbnail of what your guy might look like. You can make him look like that, or use some creativity and make it look however you want. So sorry for the quick screencast, but I'm going to be gone this afternoon, and I wanted to give you something you could practice these skills with. So do your best, and we'll take a look at them and grade them on Thursday when I come back. So hope you had a good hour. Okay, adios.